worth of damage. But she was forgiving. Yesterday would have been her mother's birthday if her mother hadn't been taken by ovarian cancer 3 years ago at the age of 47. Her mother was looking at her even now from the oval picture frame on top of the air conditioner, with her cropped brown hair, her high Slavic cheekbones, and her turned-up nose, which her father had always called her ski-jump nose. Her mother was smiling, but her smile was somehow apprehensive, as if she had secretly suspected that her happiness wouldn't last for long. In looks, they could have been sisters, Trinity and her mother, although Trinity's hair was shoulder-length and sweeping, and she was much skinnier than her mother had been, but they shared those Slavic cheekbones and some of that constant caution in their eyes, like a deer stepping through a forest. "You'll be passing the market on Van Owen, won't you?" her father called out as she opened the front door. "Dad, I just paid the rent. I got dust." "Jimmy'll let you have a 6-pack. Tell him I'll pony up next Friday." "Well, I'll ask him, but I'm in a hurry. I promised to meet my friend Margot at 4. "Margot? Who's Margot?" Trinity didn't answer, but closed the door and crossed over the driveway to her father's Mercury Monarch with its faded silver paintwork and its one green passenger door. As she was climbing into the driver's seat, Kenno came strutting over from next door, where he'd been washing his orange Challenger. "Trinity, how's it hangin', doll?" Kenno was a keen bodybuilder, and his sleeveless maroon t-shirt showed off his balloon-like biceps, densely decorated with tattoos of skulls and gorillas and bosomy women. He was handsome, in a Josh Hutcherson way, but he looked younger than his 27 years because of his acneed cheeks and his tawny man bun, and his legs, in his ripped denim shorts, were disproportionately spindly for his pumped-up torso. "I can't stop, Kenno. I have to pick up Rosie from school." "You've lost weight, baby. Do you know that?" "It's these skinny jeans, that's all," said Trinity. She slammed the door shut and started the engine, but she wound down the window. Kenno leaned on the roof of her car, squeezing out his sponge. "Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take you up to the tamales house and treat you to all the wet chicken burritos you can eat. That'll give you some oomph." He held his hands out in front of his chest to show her what he meant, his sponge still dripping. "Kenno, I'm a vegetarian, and I have to go or else I'll be late." Kenno grinned at her, showing her his missing front tooth. Okay, forget the chicken burritos. Rajas con queso." "Chilies give me heartburn. Goodbye." She backed out of the driveway with the squeal of worn-out tires and drove to Kittredge Street to Reseda Charter High School. It was a hot, brass-bright afternoon, and she had forgotten her sunglasses, so she had to drive with her eyes narrowed because of the reflection from the hood. She also had to drive carefully because the Monarch's transmission fluid was leaking and the gearbox kept unexpectedly downshifting, jolting her forward behind the wheel. Rosie was waiting for her under the trees on the corner of Etowanda Avenue, talking to 2 of her girlfriends. Trinity blew her horn, turned around, and drew up beside her. Rosie opened the back door and tossed her school bag onto the seat, and then she climbed in next to Trinity. The first thing she said was, "What's for dinner?" Rosie could not have been more different from Trinity. She was 14 years old, short and plump, and bore a strong resemblance to their paternal grandmother, Lily, with curly blonde hair and windflower blue eyes. She had been an exceptionally pretty baby, and Trinity guessed that when she lost the weight she had put on in puberty, she would be turning all the boys' heads. In the meantime, she compensated for her lack of looks by being snippy and opinionated and endlessly demanding. Trinity didn't tell her that with thighs like hers, Rosie's navy blue skirt was hitched up far too short. That would have started a tirade that might still have been carrying on at bedtime. "Why?